Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are live for Mindset Monday, and today we're going to talk a little bit about leadership, right? Whether you're leading a team at work, you're leading a company, you're leading a sports team, all of these things kind of carry over, right? It's all the same skills of leadership, and at the end of the day, leadership is really what's going to drive everyone to be better and to win, or if leadership is terrible, right, it's going to cause everyone to lose and the mission to fail. Okay. And so these skills are super critical if you really want to accomplish anything in life. And one thing about leadership, it starts with accountability. All right. So many people today have lost track or lost touch with being accountable to themselves, being accountable to their team, right? Like everything that you do, you have to take accountability for. If your team's not performing, guess what? It starts with you. If the goals aren't being hit at work, guess what? It starts with you. And it's uncomfortable to realize that. But once you realize that, you can actually take control and control the things that you need to control. Take ownership, right, of the problem, and then control what you can control to get out of the problem. These are the things that separate winners from losers, guys. I'll give you guys a quick example of this. All right. I've worked very closely with a company for 2 years. That company has drifted, okay, very far off the mark of when I started with them. And we are now parting ways because the leadership there, I've realized, is never going to change. They're never going to fix the problems. It's still the same problems I was dealing with 12 months ago, right? And that gives you, I do millions and millions and millions of business with them every month. Okay. And this is a decision that has come down. Why? Because the leadership hasn't changed. Okay. These things can make you or break you, right? And it goes to show you that other people do notice these things, right? Other people, if you're not fixing the problems, they're getting worse. If you're not handling or addressing what needs to be addressed and taking ownership of them, it's going in the wrong direction. And it can cost you, it can cost you relationships, it can cost you money, it can cost you sleepless nights. It can cost you, depending on how bad it is, maybe some of your faith. Okay. And for me, I'm at that point, right? Dave, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, the two key words that you said in there, if you didn't say it, I was going to touch on was just take ownership. You know what I mean? Like everything starts with you and it always ends with you. There's no victim, there's no finger pointing. Everything is always going to come back to you. Even if you think it doesn't, you should. Right. And why do I say that? Because number one is you're going to get in the mindset and the mentality that it's always going to start with you and end with you. Even, oh, my kid did something at school, right? Well, all right, that's my fault because I didn't teach him something or I didn't explain something proper to him, right? Um, dude, I had a freak accident happen a week ago, right? It's my fault, right? Like I don't know what I did, if I did anything to it yet. That's for a different story, but jacked my finger up bowling, right? Real, if I told you, I'll tell you off air because you'll freaking laugh at me. But that's my fault. Because why? I didn't get the right ball. I didn't check it twice. You know what I mean? Didn't make sure long term, like if it was a good solution or not. And here I am a week later still dealing with it. That's my fault. And that compounded to other things, right? Not being able to train normally, right? Because I didn't prep as something simple as that, even though you're not taking it seriously, but hey, some things can happen.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I'll save that one for you, man. You'll get a laugh out of that one. But you know, you also see on the flip side to the compounding effect that if you start playing victim, it's always, oh, look at this. Come here. Not right now. We'll save it for later. You want to say hi to Jonathan and everybody else in the world?
How's it going, bud? I'm
All right.
good. You?
You can't hear you because he had headphones on. He asked how you were doing. He said, "Were you good?" All right, go up. No.
All right.
So anyway, from the peanut gallery.
I hear you.
See that, right? Then lock the door coming down like I usually do, but he's old enough and he should know better. So there we go. But no, man, like, pointing the finger, it never solves anything. And you break morale down at that. Like if somebody, if there's something wrong on a team or like how you're dealing with that, going on with that relationship, but take something going on a team, right? Like we're running an ad campaign and it's hard. It's not easy. Everybody thinks, all right, you start running ads and everything's easy. There's a lot that goes into that, but there's all pieces to that. And that starts with me. If we don't have these right pieces in place, this system in place, this either outbound dial or how do we take something on the inbound, it's always going to reflect back to me. It was just a meeting we had before we were on here. Okay, how can we tighten up maybe a sales script, maybe a live transfer a little better? And these are all things that start and end with me because we got to put the pieces together. If this goes down, it's not a setter's fault. It's not a closer's fault. It's my fault, right? It was my idea. It was my brainchild. So I'm not going to say, hey, well, it didn't close because of you, or hey, we didn't get this transfer over. This is your fault. How didn't you do it? No, this is a collective. This is a team game. One of the things I always tell my people coming in, just to kind of wrap their mind around it, because I want to smooth that down, to where I don't ever want people to feel like, oh, like it's anarchy here, or his way or no way. I always say, hey, look, you guys might look at me as the head, but I treat it as I'm just another team member or like an employee of my company, right? So take that out, or as Brad always says, take the bullets out of the clip for that. Okay. Like we're all on an equal playing field. Yes. You look up to me. Yes. I'm going to take that responsibility, but we're all kind of level on that same field, and don't look at it in a different lens.
Yeah. I mean, you're going into like more advanced parts of leadership,
Sure.
obviously, but I'm here for it, right? So what Dave's trying to say is like, hey guys, if you don't get your team's buy-in on these things in the direction in which you want to go, it's going to be a tough road. Okay. And that's absolutely the truth. It's always going to be a tough road unless you get your team's complete and full buy-in for all this stuff. But there's ways to do that. Part of it is consistent leadership over time. Like it takes time to develop these skills, right? I would tell you that probably the first 10 years of me running companies, my leadership was abysmal. From year 10 to year 15, it got marginally better. And in the last few years, I think it has grown a lot, but I also think or know that guess what, guys? I have a lot of room to grow, a room to get better. And I'm always going to be trying to get better at these things, but it takes time. Okay. It takes time, and it's feeling people out, understanding what motivates certain people, how to unite a group of people for a common cause, a common good, and then how to manage those relationships over time. It is really probably one of the hardest things that you can do. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's another skill set in and of itself if you really want to break it down, because like you just said, you constantly working to get better, right? Like not only from that leadership standpoint, but even accountability. I think a lot of people, they'll look in the beginning, all right, like I said about pointing in this direction or that
Yeah.
direction, pointing that finger. It's okay. Well, how do you look at it at that different lens and always improve on that and say, hey, this starts with me. Take ownership.
Yeah,
Extreme Ownership, man, is a great book, really, about that. A lot of that.
100%. All right. Well, guys, you heard it here. Share this with someone that needs to hear it. Thanks for tuning into Mindset Monday, and we will see you on Financial Fitness Friday. Take care. God bless.